A Lightsworn here to show you my 60 card Lightsworn deck. Zodiac Kaiju Zombie Engines Lightsworn deck. Alright, let's go on in. Alright, we're going to start with the MVP, 3 Fairy Tale Snow. She's your trap card. She's the best card in the deck. She can make Tsukuyomi. You can send her off Brilliant Fusion. And if you mill Snow with a decent graveyard, that is your main win condition. On top of her, we have Lightsworns, 3 Raiden, 1 Lila, and 3 Wolf. Wolf's important for mill deck. Lila is searchable back row destruction, and Raiden's just the best normal summon in general. Next, we are going to go to our zoos. 3 Terratop and a Tocton board, because this is essentially free. And then for the zoos, 2 Rat, 2 Whiptail, and 1 Thoroughblade. I think this is the best ratio. And you could play 3 Whiptail if you wanted to, because you might mill them, but you probably won't. Then on to zombies, we have 3 Shinui Solitaire and 1 Spirit Master, then 2 Unizombie, 3 Mizuki, and a Gozuki. Gozuki is part of the new support we got in Duelist Saga. He's kind of average, but you can normal him to send a Mizuki, and he lets you get zombies out of your hands if you want to. But anyway, with the zombies, there's a 1-card combo for either a rank 4 or an Omega, which I'll show at the end of the video. Alright, next we have Kaijus, Thunder King, Raiden, Kumongus, and Gameciel. We need outs to Masterpiece, and there really aren't any effective outs in the main other than the Kaijus. So they are necessary. Then we have 2 Goblinberg and a Thrasher. These are just for enabling rank 4s. Thrasher does conflict with Terratop, but I think it's worth it overall to have a light monster that's Rota searchable that can help you get to easy Tsukuyomis to fix dead hands. Then we have 2 Clown, 1 to send off Brilliant Fusion, 1 just to mill. It's pretty regular. Garnet for Brilliant Fusion, only 1 mill it, you put it back with Emerald, and Maxi. Then for the spells, we have 3 of the best spell. Grass. If you open this, you usually win. This is easily the best card in the deck, aside from Snow, and it will get you to your Snow. Then 3 Brilliant Fusion. If you can't open Grass, you want to open this. You can sync Unizombie with Seraphinite to make rank level 8s too. Then 3 Instant. We need to make Norden, and we need to see this. You can put it back later if you want to. 3 Twin Twister. It's good to have a discard outlet, and you don't want to deal with back row. 2 Slumber. Wiping fields is very relevant, and since you're playing a mill deck, and if you really need it out, you can just mill as hard as you can for a turn, focus on making Minerva, all that kind of thing, and then banish this next turn to out Masterpiece. Then 2 Charge to search Raidens, or Lila if you need to pop a back row. Then for 1-ofs, we have Regeki, Rhoda, Soul Charge, and Foolish. These are pretty straightforward. Alright, on to extra. We have 1 Minerva. In this build, I would only want to play 1. In a JD version, I would want to. Obviously, I don't have to. But in this one, you really only need 1. And then for zoos, 1 Lyco, 1 Broadbull, 1 Trident. We don't have enough space to play more zoos. Really tight in the extra deck. So this is the most optimal. This is the best result you can get with only 3. This is as good as it gets with just 3 zoos. Then, of course, Invoker for Terratop. For the rank 4s, we have Emerald, Tsukuyomi, Castel, and Diamond Dyer. You could swap this for Tornado Dragon also, but considering we use Snow to book a lot of stuff that maybe couldn't be destroyed by card effects, like, I don't know, Beals or a Crystal Wing powered up by Wind Witches, you can book them and then pop them with this, whereas Tornado Dragon can't pop monsters. For level 8s, 1 Omega, 1 Stardust, 1 Scarlight. You could debate between playing 2 Omega, but you really only need 1, because with board wipes being so prevalent, making Stardust, if you make a second level 8, is usually more valuable. You really need the 1 Omega to put back Mizukis to keep making combos. And that's part of the zombie combo, which I'll discuss later. And Scarlet's just good board wipe, and he can beat over Masterpiece if you get in a situation where that kind of thing would be helpful. And also 1 Michael. You can just make him with Unizombie really easily. And then Seraphinite Norden for your fusion targets. Alright, on to the side deck. We have 1 BLS and 2 DD Crow. I need to talk about these together. You have Unizombie in the main, who is a dark, and you can get access to him really easily with Solitaire. and of course you could always grass it. So that's 2 darks in the main, along with 2 DD Crow, which you could mill or pitch from your hand for borderline any reason, meaning that you could realistically sack this, and it has been effective before. It's sacky and it's kind of goofy, so you don't really need to main it, but it's come up, and it's come up very effectively. Worth mentioning. Then an Abyss Dweller, we're really tight for space, and not everything's good against Graveyard. Or not everything, Dweller's not good against everything. Then 1 Dark Hole and 2 System Down. We have someone who's playing Cosmo Masterpiece at our local, so that's really what this is for. But Cosmo's still in the meta, some. ABC is still floating around, and it's just nice. And Dark Hole's just general board wipe. Then we have a Starlight Road for going first only. You could side this in if your opponent's playing a ton of board wipes, which most people are, and it's just kind of a surprising techie card. And then we have Imperial Order and 3 Anti-Spell Fragrance for Pendulums or just any spell-heavy decks. Not bad against Dracos. Yeah. And then lastly, we have 3 Lost Wind. I was maining this, but because of the Draco Rise and them not using the extra deck, I'd rather side it and then just put in 3 for Zeus. Alright, now for that zombie combo. Okay, so it requires you to open a Solitaire, and this can cost you your battle phase, so keep that in mind. You basically tribute the Solitaire, and that will summon you out a Unizombie. Then the Unizombie's effect, in exchange for foregoing your battle phase, you can send a zombie from deck to graveyard. In this case, you send Mizuki, so this is your graveyard right now, and he gains a level, so he becomes level 4. Then you can banish the Mizuki to revive the Solitaire, and now they're both level 4, which means you could either A, overlay and start, make whatever rank 4 you might need, or you could sink and make an Omega. Then instead of using his effect this turn, you wait during your opponent's standby phase, you return the Mizuki to the graveyard with his effect, and then you have an Omega to interrupt their plays during their turn. Alright, I guess that would be about it. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe.